Hello everyone, and welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Bachmann narrow gauge blue carriage. This is item number 77204. And on the back you can see all the other things that have been released so far. Scarlotti, Rheneas, Rusty, Open Wagon, Box Van Blue, and Box Van Red. I believe all three of these are actually just, I think it's either Pico repaints to look like Thomas items. They're alright. And then we got the Slate Wagon with loads, and there's a bunch of these still going around in the old boxes. I don't know if they've been made into the new boxes, but we're not talking about those. We're talking about this. Now this came out beginning of last year, maybe late 2019. Oh no, sorry, the beginning of this year or late 2019. 14 plus, you can see narrow gauge. HO narrow gauge runs on N-scale track. Yes, it does. And I just wanted to use this one because I wanted to show that you can get really good deals on these. It doesn't have to be the $40 that Bachmann expects you to pay for them. And actually, they don't expect you to pay $40. They want you to pay a hobby shop or, like a small town hobby shop. So, without further ado, let's open them up. And you can see it comes in this nice block of ice, as they like to call it. It also comes with this 90-day limited warranty, which for me is long out. And it doesn't matter. It's got all the wheels. The couplings are there. And yeah, couplings, I personally don't really like these couplings. You can see that they've got a little nub there, and the couplings come together. This goes over the nub and hooks onto the other car. But they're not my favorite, but they work. They do follow the corners nicely. Once you really get the hang of them, they do stay coupled, but like the ones from like the Open Wagon and the red and blue box vans do not stay together very well at all, especially to the engines, which is kind of strange. So something I actually just noticed, we'll start with some of the detailing. You can see it's got glazed windows, and it's got painted hand grabs on this side, like to open the door handles and handrails to grab in. But on this side, they are nowhere to be seen, which is interesting. Actually, they do have hinges molded, but it doesn't look like they have door handles. So these passenger cars are only accessible from one side. That's really interesting. I thought this was an error, or these ones are in, and then these ones are outdoors, which is actually a really neat thing. And I'm not sure if that's how the Tallinn Railway is, but that's how they work here. And these carriages have a little wire here. It's actually separately painted, and it looks really cool. And it looks like that this is for connecting multiple coaches together. When you couple them together, they have a little electronic cables that go between them, which is also really neat. They are really detailed, and they remind me a lot of Season 4 and those coaches that we saw, and you'll see a picture of them there. I do hope at some point that they would release these with, flat fronts and molded faces like the carriages do in Season 4. That would be really cool. But I don't know if anyone's ever done this, but I've thought about it, is just printing out pictures. You can buy clear decal paper and just putting them over these bars. I think they would look fine like that. Or maybe even putting them on the back and having them run this way so that you don't have this wire. There's just that little nub there. But I think that it could be really cool if someone ever did that. And maybe that'll be a future project. You can see down here, it's hard to see in this lighting, but it does have leaf springs and some, I assume, what are brake bars. I'm not sure though, or else they just sort of keep the axles the same length apart. Actually, I guess they aren't. Or they're little steps. No, the steps are, they've got little steps right here that you can step up in. I'm not sure what these bars do, but they do look nice. And I have 3 of these right now. I'd like to get a 4th one. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any of the red narrow gauge coaches or not. I'll probably will just have the whole collection, but I won't run them as much because I like these a lot better. And not that I don't like the CGI look of the narrow gauge railway, but I definitely prefer these. And I hope we get like the green open coaches or the red coaches from season 4. They could just more be a repaint of this, because I believe that's all the other ones are. Now, the only gripe I have with these, I know they're based off the season 4 design, is that they are flat on the sides, whereas in the show, they sort of curved out and were a little bit wider. But they might, if they had done that, they might have gone over the NMRA standards of how big certain things can be for certain scales and how wide you can make them. So I can understand why they went with this more realistic design. But, or maybe these ones don't in the show. Maybe or in season 4. I believe in season 4. I know the red coaches do. I can't remember if these do. I'll put a picture or something that says whether I was right or wrong. But I think that it's time we got these down on the layout, and you can see how they look compared to, also be careful with these, they are quite flimsy, and I don't want to handle them too much so that they don't break. But we'll get them behind each of the engines, Rheneas, Skarloey, and Rusty, as of the point of this review. And you can see how they look behind all 3 of them. So we'll head down to the layout, and I'll do the outro right now. So thank you guys for watching, and enjoy seeing the engines run. And I also forgot to mention that this review was suggested to me from Twitter, Terrence the Tractor 525, and he makes awesome content. I love his content, and he's got a really awesome layout going right now with actually building a narrow gauge extension. So I can't wait to see what the end result of that will be. And he asked me to review these because he just ordered them. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll get this down on the layout, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. If you'd like to check out more, click on the boxes next to me. And if you'd like to subscribe, click on the circle above me. Bye-bye!